Hi everyone, this will be a very quick video, I hope. I played the first round of this tournament with black, and I played against a kid. He was amazingly, he's 10, 20 years younger than I am. So I started playing chess when he wasn't even born yet. Anyway, so he's about 10, and I haven't checked it exactly, but it's about 400 points between us in terms of rating. So I was some kind of a favorite here. So he started e4, I played g6, d4, bishop g7, c4, d6, knight f3, e5. So this is the Auerbach variation. This time I have black. So just the last game I played, I had white and almost the same position, only that the knight was on c3. So he didn't take on e5. I wasn't actually sure if I want him to take on e5 or not. Like, in principle, playing this against young kids without queens, it's supposed to be okay for me. So now I played f5, which is quite normal here. The idea is that I basically am playing a King's Indian now, but a King's Indian in which I could play f5 directly. The only difference is that my knight, the other knight, is on c6. Can't go to c6, obviously, but that should be okay. So normally, in the King's Indian, you would need to move your knight from f6 somewhere, then play f5, and then play probably knight f6, because the knight is good on f6. Anyway, so after bishop d3, I thought, okay, well, I should do something with this knight. Maybe go to a6 and c5, but then I thought, you know what? Let's just keep it simple and go to d7. Only then did I realize that I kind of I hung my f5 pawn, and I was actually wondering if he can take it. He didn't take it, so he just played queen c5, queen c2, knight c5. But if he had taken it, it's actually not bad for me. So he takes f5, knight c5, I have this Zug, and then if he takes he takes further, then I have e4, and this is good for me. It's not great for me, but I think it's better than nothing for me. Let's just keep it that way. Okay, the engine loads a bit too slowly, but yeah, this is kind of the idea behind knight b7, even though I didn't really think of any of this. Knight c5, bishop g5. I think this is how it went, but it doesn't matter too much. I took, he took. I castled, he castled. And now I thought, yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna do the classical King's Indian stuff. h6, bishop d2. So I thought, okay, whatever. f4. Now he wants to attack on the queen side. I thought, whatever. He's an e4 player, so I thought maybe he doesn't really know how this works. Of course, these positions are very famous. So, okay, he took, I took, and now he played a really bad move. So this is really probably the worst move of the whole game. So g3 is definitely not the way you want to play it. You just want to press on the queen side, for better or for worse. So after g3, I have this strong sequence. Well, a sequence of two moves, but still. So now both of my minor pieces are attacking. Of course, this is not the standard King's Indian attack anymore, but clearly this can't be good for him. And the computer also agreed. On the way here, I went through it quickly. So knight g4, and now he obviously needs to do something here. And what he did was knight d1, which is not the best move. Now I played. It was my turn to do a bad move here. I played queen b6. Much stronger would have been just this. Queen f6 is very strong, and now suddenly his knight is kind of trapped. It's really funny, actually. So the main line goes something like this. No need to go into it too much, but it is clearly good for me. Well, be that as it may, I played queen b6 thinking that, oh, I can just pressure on f2 and whatever. So I have a lot of arrows, but yeah, this is the main idea. After queen b6, he should probably take on f4, but he didn't do that. He actually played a4, and I replied a5. And now he should take on f4. He didn't. Instead of that, he played rook e2, and now I thought, okay, I will just rearrange my rooks now. So again, I should take on f3 and g3 and play on like this, but I didn't do that. I played rook f7, and again he should take on f4. He didn't, and bishop e1. So he's really trying his best to cover f2. Now one thing that is a problem now is that f1 is not protected, so I think again I should have taken on g3, but I will just stop saying this. It was just simply not really on, I mean, it was on my radar, but I thought, well, I will just double the rooks first and then I will take. So okay, so clearly I'm threatening various stuff. If he takes now, I can take with the rook now that the bishop is gone from e1. So he can't take, so he just played knight d2, and now I had a bit of a think. Actually, taking on g3, I will stop talking about taking on g3 now. But yeah, taking on g3 would have been a really good move. Still, instead I went for the ugly f3. Ugly because I'm blocking both of my rooks, so it's both of my rooks are now just like protecting f3, which is not good. But I thought, well, this rook is locked in. Well, it's not locked in because he has this Zwischenzug knight c4. But now, actually, really funny that I had this quote-unquote preparation period last night, and I actually used some ideas from there because I just took on e2 here after some thought. So I kind of saw some of the variations that are coming. Some of them I didn't, but yeah, f takes e2, just giving up the queen. So it's a queen sacrifice. And if you remember the game last night, one of my last game, I lost with black again against some kind of Averbach variation as well. And my main problem was that actually I didn't want to give up the queen, so I just let myself get mated. But instead of that, I could have just given up the queen and gotten 2 rooks and a piece, which is obviously a very good deal, and his attack would have been over. Here it's, of course, it's just a rook and a bishop for the queen, but you can see that I have quite a nice attack here. So knight takes f2, he needs to take. And I took. So obviously I'm threatening various stuff, and he just came back with the knight c4. So now check. Of course he needs to go in the corner. Well, it's the only legal move. And now rook f2, and this is the key moment here. If you want to have a think, what would you do with white? There are actually 2 good moves for white here. You can pause the video or not, it's up to you. I'm gonna show what he did. Knight e3 is actually a pretty good move. The cleanest way to draw is knight d2, rook d2. So here I have nothing better to do than just this perpetual. Now I'd like to say that I planned something here. I was thinking maybe bishop f1, because I'm believe it or not, I'm a pawn up here. But after bishop f1, yeah, you can just take this, take. I think this is what the computer wanted to take. Doesn't matter too much. check, and unfortunately I can't pick up any more pawns, and my pawn on d6 is hanging. So actually, white is better here, and it's not even equal because white has a passed pawn. Yeah, you're gonna be walloping around here with the knight. Of course, this bishop is bad. So that was one of the reasons why the whole attack was a bit awkward, because I'm basically playing a piece less. Of course, I had all the other pieces literally were in the attack, so that was pretty nice. So knight e3 he played instead. So after here, this is just a draw. So he should have just done this. Bishop f1 is a so-called losing attempt, so not a winning attempt. After knight e3, I have a check. He moves here, and of course g2 is now protected, but now I can take this pawn. So now I have 2 pawns already. In terms of pawns, I'm doing quite well. And now what should he do? I mean, there is lots of different drawing moves apparently, but I'm still gonna be there with my rooks. So he can't obviously get rid of my rooks, all of my rooks. And I still think it's a fun position to play with black, kind of threatening various stuff. Instead, sadly, he just played rook b1, which is an immediate blunder. So after rook d2, rook h d2, importantly, he can't keep on protecting the rook on b1. So he just played this, and rook takes here. I can show you a few more moves, but they're not too interesting. So after knight c2, I have a kind of a simplifying combination here. Yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Check. The king must go back into the corner. And now, yeah, I mean, this is just very easy to win because he's actually not getting a passed pawn at all. So that's kind of the point. I think it went like this. It doesn't matter too much. But the main point is that he doesn't get a passed pawn, so he has no counterplay. I will just pick up all the pawns. And he resigned after a while, so we actually exchanged rooks at some point, after which this was very easy. I won all the pawns basically, and then I promoted to a rook because I didn't feel very comfortable during this game. I missed various stuff, but in the end it was a fun game. Not every day can you sacrifice your queen. Of course, not every queen sacrifices is good, and I always find it a bit misleading when people call it queen sacrifice. But I will just perpetuate this misuse here and probably put queen sacrifice big in the title. Well, you obviously see the title already. But yeah, I have to go to sleep now. I have 7.5 hours of sleep ahead of me, maximum, and I hope I will get all of it. And tomorrow there's 2 more games, so Saturday 2 games, Sunday 2 games, and Monday 2 games. So still quite a bit of blunders to commit, or queens to sacrifice, or queens to drop. Nobody really knows. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you around.